Hello, fellow teacher. Did you know that in your classroom, you have students with different learning styles and preferences? To ensure learning happens at the same pace for all, you are encouraged to apply Universal Design for Learning, UDL. UDL is a teaching approach designed to optimize learning by using flexible methods, materials, and assessments to accommodate different learning needs for all students in the classroom. UDL is mediated in 3 principles, namely multiple means of representation, multiple means of engagement, and multiple means of action and expression. Multiple means of representation. To apply this principle, you are expected to create an inclusive and engaging learning environment by using diverse instructional methods, including visual, auditory, text-based materials, assessive technologies, hands-on activities, peer discussions, flexible access, and quick assessments. Multiple means of engagement. To apply this principle, you are expected to recognize and accommodate individual differences to enhance students' engagement and motivation. Multiple means of action and expression. To apply this principle, you are expected to offer diverse assessment methods, encouraging verbal and written expression, incorporating hands-on activities, and using technology to allow students to demonstrate understanding in various ways. Teacher, you are requested to incorporate or apply these 3 principles into lesson planning and curriculum delivery in your classroom. Learner's readiness.
Learner's readiness, this is an entry point for the learners or students to be prepared for learning. And in the learner's readiness, we can apply one of the 3 principles of UDL. That is multiple means of engagement. In learners' engagement, we are going to apply different ways of engaging learners. For example, a teacher can use a song, a teacher can play a video, a teacher can tell a story, and so on.
Introduction.
After learner's readiness, in UDL, we have introduction. In introduction, a teacher can apply multiple means of engagement by creating safe and supportive learning environment, which is going to motivate these learners or students to learn.
This is the left hand palm, right? So how many fingers do I have? How many fingers do I have? Yes, Jeffrey? 5 fingers. How many spaces, okay, are between my fingers? Yes, Kenny?
4 spaces.
4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. What do you think is the lesson of today? Let me ask Pacific. Okay, number of intervals between objects. So, our lesson of today is number of intervals between objects on an open line.
In introduction, learners enter the lesson with the support of the teacher through demonstration, storytelling, role plays, video plays, chat display, and many more.
Today's lesson objective is here. by the end of this lesson, through practical activities, you'll be able to find the number of intervals between objects on an open line.
Lesson development.
In the lesson development, this is where the real teaching and the real learning is taking place. In the real teaching and real learning, a teacher uses the two principles of UDL. These are multiple means of representation. Here, a teacher uses multiple means of representation. Maybe, for example, he can use a video to represent a content, can use a story, can use diagrams or images to represent a content. Because remember, behind all this, we are having an inclusive classroom.
1 meter is equivalent to how many centimeters? How many? How many? How many? Alphonse? 100 centimeters. 1 meter is equivalent to 100 centimeters. Let us call this an open line, okay? Yes. Here I have objects, okay? And then this ruler, okay, is equivalent to 100 centimeters. So the first object, okay, will be at 0 centimeters, okay? Then the second object, I'm going to put it on the 20 centimeters. So the distance or the length between the objects is 20 centimeters. Okay. Where to place the third object? Where? Where? Yes? 40 centimeters. 40 centimeters. Next object? Yes? Yes? 60 centimeters. Another object? Okay? Yes? 80 centimeters, and then the rusty 100 centimeters. The total length between the first object and the last object to be D. To be? D. So this is D. The total length is equal to the what? The is equal to 100 centimeters according to our activity. Okay? And then the smaller d, okay, let us call it the interval length, the length of each interval. Okay? So d is equal to what? That's smaller d. According to this practical activity, from 0 to 20 to 40 to 60 to 80 to 100. So, from this practical activity, d is equal to this length, and this length is equivalent to 20 centimeters. Very good. How many intervals do we have here? Okay, on our practical activity. How many? Pacific? 5 intervals. Are they 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Intervals are? 5 intervals. How many objects do we have? How many? You tell me? 6 objects. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let us call objects to be n. Okay. Let any stand for, or stands for objects. number of objects. And then, if we have any as how many objects? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. To be 6. How many intervals? 5 intervals. So, to get intervals, to get the number of intervals, what do we do? To get number of intervals. To get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What do we do? Alphonse? We take number of objects minus 1. Okay. So, let the number of intervals be I. Okay? Is equal to n minus 1. N minus 1. Okay.
In lesson development, we have another principle, UDL principle, which is multiple means of engagement. And this is where a teacher uses different styles, because we are having learners with different learning styles. For example, a teacher puts the students in groups and provides them with activities where these learners inclusively, they are going to be using multiple means of engagement. For example, one group can use hands-on activities or experiment. Another group can have playing video. Another group can have presenting images or charts. But all these focus on the same content. Why? We are having different students with different learning styles. Therefore, we need to apply different ways of engaging them so that the learning takes place at the same pace and the students are motivated in the learning.
D is 60 centi. Then the smaller d is 15 centi. How many objects in order to know the intervals? So, then any 5 minus 1, we get, what is 4? Intervals. You count them please, okay? Are they 4? Are they 4? Very good. So, you can see D is equal to, small d into any minus 1. Okay, so you have 60, which is equal to 15, okay, into, any is 5 minus, so 60 is equal to 15 times 4, okay? Yeah, so we have verified that the distance from the first object to the last object is equal to the number of intervals, okay, times the length of each interval.
During lesson development, you should promote collaboration, encourage creative expression through diverse communication methods, allow self-pacing, offer students a choice on how they respond, and use flexible tools and resources, both digital and printed, to accommodate different learning styles.
You remain in your groups, please. I give you this question. How many pairs? You know pairs? Yes. Okay. How many pairs would you have if the length between the first and last pairs is 18 meters and the interval between the pairs is 1.5 meters? So you find this n in your books, okay? In your books. So you have to apply this formula in this question.
The importance of applying multiple means of representation and multiple means of engagement during lesson development is to help the teacher and the students themselves inclusively to learn perfectly at their learning pace.
Assessment and conclusion.
After lesson development, we are now going to look at assessment. In assessment, students have already done the activities, and now the teacher needs to know how they have done the activities. What is their ideas? What is their findings? Students are going to use multiple means of action and expression, whereby a student can decide to use either by telling a story, by having an experiment being conducted, by presenting the real image of what he has learned. The student can also use a video or a project to express his or her ideas from the learning process.
When we have 5 objects, the number of intervals is 5 minus 1. Always, when you have objects, okay? Yes. To get the number of intervals, you have to take the number of objects minus 1 in order to get the intervals.
During the assessment, teachers are expected to differentiate assessment difficulty. Use different assessment formats such as quizzes, projects, presentations. Then offer learners different options to demonstrate learning and incorporate real-world relevance and interactive assessments such as games or simulations to help maintain students' interest.
So, thank you for your attention. And then here there is your homework, okay? So, I will mark this homework in the next lesson. So, our homework is saying that calculate the interval length between the objects. If the total length from the first and last objects is 1 kilometer, and the number of objects is 51. Thank you for your attention. See you next time. Bye-bye.